Hello, fellow spiritual truth seeker. I'm Kathleen. I'm with Spirit Operators, and today we're going to take a look at transgendered people through the spiritual perspective, um, because there's quite a few things going on here, and I would like the truth to come out. The truth is, as I've learned it and as I understand it, I mean, I may not have everything absolutely correct, but actually, if you are lucky enough to have a transgender person in your life, then they're helping you on your spiritual path because they are teaching us, giving us insight into different spiritual aspects that we may not be aware of and they may not even be aware of it. Okay. So the first thing is that we're comprised of three foundational elements: body, speech, and mind. Okay. And so at the time of our conception, these three things come together, and then we are formed, produced our mind. We get a new mind, new body, and new speech. Now, there are people that don't have speech, and so they're helping to show us that these three things are separate, and that we may not get all of them at the time of conception. Now, they may have speech; it may just be blocked, or it just may not be be with them in this life. So they would just have the other two. But these three things are separate. So they help us to see that. And transgendered people help us to see that as well. So many of us are born and our body is one gender, our mind is the same gender, and then we have speech. So for instance, for myself, I was born with a female mind and a female body, and so that conformed, and I'm lucky to have that. It's my understanding that transgendered people are born with the mind of one gender and the body of a different gender. And so they're teaching us, they're helping us to understand that these three things are separate. And so that this is possible, that you can have the mind of one gender and the body of another gender. Because for whatever reason, their karma came together for that to happen in this life. So they're giving us that lesson: body, speech, and mind are separate things. Okay, so that's the first lesson. The second lesson is they're showing us that things do not exist inherently. So, looking at that, not everyone is as they appear. Not everything is as it appears. And so, transgendered people give us a spiritual insight into that because they may appear to be one gender and yet they're another gender. And so they nowadays, because of medical advancement, they're able to change their appearance to match their mind. So they can change their body to match their mind. If we were inherently existent, that wouldn't be possible because they wouldn't be able to change. That's what inherent existence means, that it stays the same. But it doesn't. And they help to show us this. And they help to show us that things are not as they appear. Okay. And so that's a wonderful spiritual insight for us to gain that understanding. Because most of us are caught up that we believe everything to exist inherently. That, you know, the couch behind me has always been a couch, will always be a couch. But that's not true. And so the person that we are, we think will always be this way. It is always this way. And all our friends and family are the way they are, and it will always be that way. No, everything's always changing. And so that's the third lesson, is impermanence. So along with the inherent existence comes the impermanence of things. And because they're able to change their body to match their mind, they show us that things are impermanent, that not everything stays the same. Things change, things come to an end. So it may be upsetting for people when they were used to a person being one gender, and then over time they find out that the person is a different gender. That could be upsetting to them because they were attached to the idea, to the person, to the appearance that this person was this way. And now it turns out that the person is in fact this way. And so the problem lies with the person that's unable to um, understand and let go of that attachment they have for how the transgender person used to be. And that's part of impermanence, that they're grasping at it, thinking everything is permanent, everything needs to stay the same, will always be this way, and it's too upsetting for them to come to terms with a transgendered person's change. But the transgendered person is teaching us to let go of that attachment and to accept the impermanence of life, the impermanence of everything around us, and the impermanence of them. So they're offering us this teaching, whether or not, again, we realize it or they do. This is what they're doing. The next thing is emptiness. They teach us about emptiness, that things do not exist the way we think they do. Things are impermanent, things are fluid, always changing. And so they help us again with this perspective. Emptiness is a gigantic topic. I couldn't possibly cover it in this video. But the transgendered people help us to take a look at that and realize, yeah, things are fluid, things are changing, things are not permanent. Okay. So that's how we can look at transgendered people through a spiritual perspective, through spiritual eyes. So if you know someone who's transgendered, you're very lucky because you're getting these spiritual insights and gaining these understandings through what they're going through. They are an example to us of the spiritual reality, the true nature of reality. And if you are a transgender person, you may not have realized that that's what's going on spiritually, but you are helping everyone around you to have more of a spiritual insight on the true nature of life and what's going on in the world. And so sadly, there are people that cannot accept this because they are so attached. And also, in the world right now, we're in degenerate times. There is very little wisdom in the world, and there is very little true spiritual teachings. True, like they're it's there, but there's very few people that are interested in it. So a lot of people are caught up and trapped in things that just aren't true, and they don't have the capability of understanding it. So we really need to support, protect, and cherish, celebrate the transgendered people in our lives, because they are bringing with them these spiritual insights. Again, whether or not they're aware of it, this is what they're doing for us. And it's really sad that there are so many people that just they can't comprehend this, and they cause issues. So people that are against transgendered people, who are harming them, are just causing themselves so much negative karma that they're going to pay for in the future. And it's just heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking because they should be celebrating these people. But there's so little spiritual wisdom in the world right now, and it's heartbreaking. So I hope this has helped for people to gain a deeper understanding of their spirituality, and to see how the transgendered people are helping us, again, whether or not they're aware of it, and they may not be spiritual people themselves, but that we can see them this way. It's really good to just take a look at everything in life and try to see it from a spiritual perspective. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, because I covered a lot of topics and could not get into depth on a lot of them. So if you have any questions, or there's if you would like us to make videos to enhance or go over some of the topics that were discussed today, we would be more than happy to do that. Let us know in the comments, and let us know in the comments, how you support and celebrate or cherish the transgendered people in your lives. And that'd be fantastic. We would love to hear from you. So thank you again so much for watching, and we hope that this has helped you on your spiritual path.